Hello, my name is Rourke Green, and I was the team leader for Team 34.
I'm James Lomo, and I was the physician.
I'm Keely Bullington, and I was the environmentalist.
I'm Natalie Damiani, and I was the marathon runner.
I'm Payun Sa, and I was the photographer.
Our team's triumphs in this simulation were two of our team members, our leader and our physician, made it to the summit. Also, our physician conducted research on his way up the mountain and did everything he could to save his patients. We were able to complete these triumphs by looking out for each other, communicating each other's needs, and considering everyone's mental and physical health. Also, all the medical supplies were used, and all team members communicated their health issues throughout the simulation.
And in our group, decisions were made until all the opinions and information were heard. Before every decision was made, we got verbal confirmation from every members of the group. Eventual outcome of each decision were considered. Since all information was communicated to every members, this is very similar to the medical industry, specialized sharing informations between themselves. Also, the engineering industry, all the engineers must communicate and share information to make sure that mathematical model is correct.
Working in teams presents many challenges, the first of which being the basic logistics of when and where to meet. For this challenge, that was one of our first problems. We were doing the simulation in a very chaotic lecture hall, and thanks to having each other's email addresses prior, we were able to come up with a solid place to meet. We soon found that each team member had differing goals depending on what their position was in the team. For instance, the leader's goal was to get everyone to the top of the mountain. However, the photographer's personal goal was to stay at two of the base camps for an extra day, which would have resulted in making it impossible to getting to the top of the mountain. The physician also needed someone to get frostbite, which would be detrimental to the entire expedition and the people having frostbite. A good example is if Apple wanted to design a new computer. First off, there would be multiple departments involved in the design of the computer. The finance department would want to make a computer that's profitable and that they can make money. Engineering department would want a computer that could perform, as well as the marketing department would want a computer that has cool features and looks nice so that it would be easy to come up with commercials and sell and things like that.
Another challenge our group faced was that we focused primarily on our team goal of reaching the summit and sacrifice many of our personal goals. This was partially due to the fact of a lack of communication. We didn't discuss our personal objectives as much, and when we rushed through the first few days, we sacrificed not only these personal objectives but also our own health. From this, we learned that we needed to have better organization, communicate better, and be more prepared.
One of the biggest learning points that our team discovered was that we learned after the first 2 days of trying to rush up the summit that we should probably start to move at a slower pace. We first panicked at Camp 3 because a lot of our team members' health were dwindling, so we decided to stay there and rest. We were all having health issues, including myself. I was having health issues as the environmentalist from the beginning of the expedition. This resulted in us sacrificing future health for the sake of short term. We all got worse as the trip proceeded up the mountain, and we did not have time to rest because we stayed so early on in the trip at Camp 3. We all concluded that long-term gains should not be sacrificed for short-term gains. A real-life example of this would be, say a person was in need of a very expensive and detailed surgery in order to survive. A surgeon should not perform a cheaper surgery for a temporary fix. A person should not have their life sacrificed in order to receive short-term results.
This simulation taught us that while working in groups, communication is key and voicing your opinion is vital. And although team goals are important, you can't allow your personal goals to be lost in the shuffle.